It's Marilyn here with Stamping Creations with Marilyn. I'm coming to you from Spruce Grove, Alberta on this beautiful sunny Tuesday afternoon. We have had a few days of rain and we were so happy to wake up this morning and see the sunshine. So we did take a few minutes and sat on the deck, enjoyed getting some of that vitamin D that we've been missing all winter. So I am here today to share a couple tips I have learned over the years of using ink on embossing folders. So I will take you to my workstation and I'm going to show you where you can find the embossing folders in the catalog, in the new catalog. And then I have 3 that I'm going to demonstrate to you how I put the ink on the paper from the embossing folders. And then I do have a number of cards that I've received as swaps that I will share with you to give you an idea of what can be done with them. And hopefully, I would love it if you would share this video, and if you would also, if you want to make a card like this, or if you have made one using this technique, I'd love to have you share it in the comments below as well. So here we go. Make sure I can make this work. Looks like you're looking at my desktop. This is the new catalog that just became live, as we call it, this past week on June 3rd. And it goes all the way to, look at the back of it, it is going to May the 3rd next year. So lots of time, lots of awesome samples, and I will be, throughout the year, I will be making samples from the catalog. So I'd love to share those with you. I just want to share, I have put tabs on here. First time I've really done that with my catalog, but I am really enjoying using them to find where things are. And I can share those with you if you would like to have them. I used a circle punch, and the punch for the tabs themselves is a double-sided one like this. It has been retired, but I'm sure you could use anything that would, if you have a circle punch, or even if you want to do them as rectangles and attach them to your catalog, it might help. So this, well, page 184 and 185 in this catalog are where you will find embossing folders. And you'll notice they're different colors, meaning that the mint macaron denotes 3D, so that's the lighter ones. And just trying to read, it's so small when I'm this far away. The Just Jade denotes standard, so that would be these. And they're all different designs. They are listed alphabetically. Absolutely Argyle, Brick and Mortar, Dainty Diamonds, Dandelions, Greenery, and you'll notice a mini on it. That is going to fit in the mini emboss and cut machine that will be available within the next little while. We don't have a date yet. And what else can I tell you about these pages? Anything with the yellow means it's something that I do have. So if there's any of those that you really would like to see a close-up of, you can get in touch with me and I will see if I can share a picture of some sort with you. So I would like to start. I'm going to use today Parisian Flourish with Purple Posy ink. I am going to use the new Old World paper one with soft suede. And I am going to use the Woodland one, which I've had for quite a while, with just on Whisper White. I'm going to show you a technique with its trees, as you might be able to tell from here. And I'm going to put a deer behind it. So hopefully that all works the way I anticipate. So I must apologize to begin with, because when I use the Big Shot on this table, my camera does jiggle some. So just bear with me as we do this. So this is a sample of the Parisian embossing folder that I did ink one side of it and ran it through the big shot. So you can see how the color stays on the background area and the white comes through. So it is put on a piece of white, and this is how you would, pardon me, have a folder come. Obviously that sticker was from the other catalog because it's not on page 15 anymore. So it comes as a stamp and cut and emboss, getting ready for that new machine again, and the name of it here. And I have written blue plate because with the big shot and the layers that we need to make it work, I do need a blue plate. I use my big shot platform and the blue plate. But to get started, I am going to put ink on the side that has the Stampin' Up! Notes. And to do that, I just open, if I can, the ink pad and just run it across my folder. And there's no right or wrong way to run it. You can see here the ink is going to be darker on that side. If you don't like that, run it back the other way. And you'll get some there, just so you have a covering. And that's why I use the paper towel behind it. And because I'm kind of messy, I'm going to close that. Then this line, if you can see it, at the bottom is put there so we can line things up straight. And this one I'm going to turn it this way. This is the piece of cardstock I've cut to be 5 1/4 by 4, so that would be our usual second layer. And then, because the blue plate is a little bit thicker than the clear plates that we have, I only need one. So I'm going to place my embossing folder on the plate. I'm going to put this on for my sandwich. And obviously, bear with me as it jiggles its way through, but that is all there is to it. So let's see the magic. Now when you take it out, there is your inked design. A little bit different, add a little more ink than the last one. Had my paper laying different, you can see the different designs, but to me it is a gorgeous way to add just a little bit of color to your design. So I haven't made a card with my sample, but I did bring out the Purple Posy cardstock, and you can see how that would look, and probably just a die cut or a punched out greeting on it, perhaps a ribbon. There is ribbon that goes with that particular color, and you've got a quick and easy card with some gorgeous color on it. So that is my sample number 1 for today. Just bear with me while I put that aside. And next, I would like to go on to the new Old World Paper embossing folder. Again, you can see that I have blue written on my sleeve because that is what I will need. And just to show you where you could find that particular embossing folder, it is exactly what it says, Old World Paper. Gives a wrinkled finish. And lots of different ideas there again. Here is the World of Good suite. And the suite means that for one number, you can get everything listed here. So you don't have to flip through and find where is the stamp set, where is the paper, where are the embellishments. Ribbon, there's embellishments here, there's ribbon, and there is copper foil sheet, or brass foil sheets there. And the designer paper is here again, as well as embossing folders are in the back where the embossing folders are. So I would like to share a couple designs there. So for my sample, I just used Blushing Bride, not a real wood-looking finish, but it does give you the idea of what that embossing folder does. And for my sample, I used soft suede, and that one to me really did come out looking like wood. So again, I am going to put ink on the folder exactly the same way. And you can, once you're done with this technique, just take it to the sink and wash it, rub it off with a cloth or whatever you can see. And again, you can go this direction, you can go this direction. And if it's too much, you could probably wipe some off. I haven't done that with it, but there could come a time when I would like to. So I would do that again. Let's see that. I'll get my fingers on that. The line at the bottom here where you would line up if you are urgent about having it straight. And most of the time I am. And then, again, I'm going to bring in the Big Shot. That one did call for the blue plate, which I am going to place on top of my embossing folder. And again, you put it through the Big Shot. If you're trying to use a plate and it doesn't work, if it's too thin, or if it doesn't go through, don't force it. That means you've got the wrong plate. In this particular one, I'll just show you, I have clear plates marked embossing only, which I try not to cut on. But if I were to put it through like this, there's no pressure, so it's not going to give you an impression. If I were to use the 2 plates, which is what we used to use for everything, it's not going to go. It's too thick. So just keep that in mind, that do not force it. If you have those plates, eventually you'll find the right combination. So for this one, there again, to me that looks like a real leather image. So I can see using that a lot, and especially with the designer paper that comes with that suite. I'll just share that with you. It comes with these. I've set up as, this is the front, this is the back. So there's 6 different designs, I guess they are, and they're different on either side. So you can see some of the brass and the earth tones in there, and these are all the cardstock colors that are in that particular designer paper. So for this one, what I would probably do is mount it on the darker early espresso cardstock, and then take a piece of that designer paper, which is, I've cut 4 by 2 to give it that glimmer, shine, and then I would probably use again, a die cut or a punch with a greeting on it. And can't envision using ribbon on this one. To me, it's quite masculine. But those embellishments that were in the bundle, just quickly show you those because they're definitely more of a masculine. And maybe that with the ribbon threaded through there would be a good addition to that one. So that would be my second one. And moving along then, I don't plan on keeping you forever today, but I do want to share. This one is done with the Woodlands folder. And you notice on that one I have clear plates written beside it, which is what the catalog indicated as well. And I have had this one for quite a while, and I have used it for many different designs. This one is done just with crumb cake. This one is done with a gray and trees behind it. I think that one, when I did that when I was doing Christmas cards probably. And today's I am going to do with gray and try to get that deer behind it, and that is from this set. With the deer, you could put any, or the trees, or whatever you like behind it. But so this one was just a little bit different. The first step is the same. Oops, let's run that through the edge of my big sharpener, shouldn't I? So being the same, it would be pull your ink pad across to get the ink where you want it. Thinking this one I'm going to, because the trees go up and down, I'm going to use it more up and down. And then before you put your paper in and run it through, the sample I was following said to stamp right on your embossing holder as well. So I'm using the Early Espresso ink, and I'm going to put this little guy right about there, hold it for a minute, and I don't want to, like you can see down at the bottom, there is a ridge that has no design. You don't want it down that far. So, ink on my fingers, obviously. It's one of the hazards of doing this technique. So there, I will bring in the big shot again. Ink out of the way. And if you remember, again, this one had the clear plates. So I am going to need one on top, one on bottom, that sandwich. And these embossing folders fit just across the plate of the big shot. So obviously that one I must have run across in a hurry one time is why I've got it kind of bent. So then when you get the end result, other than that little bit of brown where his ear is, he looks like he's perfectly peeking out from behind. Another thing you could do probably would be to add a partial circle with a moon, maybe. I do like that finished image. And that one, I would, it looks like I didn't get enough ink down there, so I would maybe even trim that to make it better. But there is the next card. So hopefully those have helped you, give you a little bit of an idea of things that can be done with embossing folders. Wipe these fingers off because I'm going to touch some finished cards now to share with you some. Some of these I have made, others I've swapped with other people. So this one is done with the Parisian folder again, and a little bit of color added, probably with a sponge, I'm going to guess. So just on the highlighted areas. This one is done with the brick folder, just on white. Beautiful, beautiful design. Again, here's another one with that set we just used, only no color. So it's done on very vanilla with an added image and the words. This is one of the new Ornate Garden embossing folder. Again, just done on white, but notice how it stands out and you can really see the images there. Same folder, just added die cut words. Same card. Actually, this one is one that I did sample from this one. So, and that's what we do. We share cards, and then we are really excited to be able to share your own design using that particular thing. And this one, I'm not sure how close, maybe you can see that. It has tiny, tiny writing. So it's like words written, and I do not have that folder. So let me see if I can. That one may be a retired one. Yes, I don't see it in the new catalog, so that was probably from another. Now these two were both done with a designer folder, embossing folder that we recently had, and you can see here, this one was done with the same technique I just did, only with a lighter pink, probably Blushing Bride. This is done with a subtle folder, and that one I've used a lot. And then this raised roses, I'll call it, in behind there. And this one is done with the same thing, only it's done with greens. So again, so many options. And this one has a bit of sparkle on it. I'm going to guess probably a spritzer with the glimmer ink that we have. So hopefully that has inspired you, and I look forward to seeing your samples. Post them, please. Make comments, share. I love hearing from you. I love seeing what you make.